I must say that we had a very good local impact because the activity we have done was organizing a football match, a soccer match. It was in July 2020. It was the first match played in Parghelia after the COVID crisis. So it was a very good opportunity also for the local community members to gather together and to do something they actually love, which is playing football. The local activity involved more or less 25-30 people from 12 until 68 years old, and they were male and female. The most important thing was that it was organized by a group of local volunteers that we engaged through the project. Two of them were the participants who took part to ACTIV project. We came with us in Rome, imagined together the activities, and then they managed to involve 8 other volunteers who find the role. The group of volunteers before the match organized themselves. Actually, they divided their tasks. Some of them were in charge of communication, some of them were in charge of logistics, and some other played football actually in the match. One of the most important things was not only the fact that people gathered together and had fun, they had the opportunity to reflect on a very important topic, which is gender equality in sport. But also very important was the local connections we managed to create with the local authorities and also with some local clubs and associations. And this was very important because then after the match we decided together to develop other projects for the local reality in sport and beyond. Actually, what we did was first involving these participants into the ACTIV project. We posted a call, we talked about the possibility to have this project and about the main topic, which was volunteering in sport and in particular in the suburb areas. Actually, the participants we involved come from the suburb areas because they live in a village of 900 inhabitants, and also the neighborhood villages are very small. But what we need to say is that in those villages sport is one of the most important things to gather the community members together, also because the place, even if it's a very touristic one, is not provided with many services. So you can imagine that for young people above all it's very hard to do something beyond school, and sport is one of the most important activities they can join. Then after that, these two participants managed to involve other volunteers, explaining what they were going to do. And also one important thing was that volunteering managed to involve people which are not necessarily involved in the sport field. Indeed, the volunteers who took part to the event find their roles there. Many of them didn't play football and do not play football still, but they decided to do other things related to communication, related to the logistics, as I said, or related to, for example, engaging a relationship with the institution or with other association. So everyone managed in the sport field to find his own role, even if it was not exactly connected with sport. One of the most important things is the creation of the group, and the thing that we managed to organize a small training meeting to give to these volunteers the opportunity to gain some competencies, such as the one related to making the videos, for example, or making the photos with specific characteristics. And after that we gave them the opportunity to divide the roles and tasks. Also was important the social part connected to that. Indeed, volunteers felt they were part of a team, not a football team, but a team which were doing something very important for their peers and for the local community. And after that, after the match, we celebrated going out to the restaurants together, and we had also a very fun time, and I found everyone very motivated to pursue and to continue with other activities. I think one of the most important aspects to gather volunteer and also to engage them and to maintain them is that they need to feel part of the process. It's not that I invent the process and I just give them tasks and they need to do them, but they need to be the process need to be very participative and giving the people the opportunity to express their needs, first of all, to give their opinions, and also to act and to feel the responsibility of what we are doing. So if we gain all together. If we lose all together. That's the most important part that I saw motivate volunteers. So that's what we did to build on the process and on the project to continue with the activities. Another aspect which is very important is creating connections between different stakeholders. So the thing that we did just we did this match in which local institution, local players, members of the communities, young volunteers and association were together. They had the chance not only to have fun but also to start to talk each other, to start to know each other, and to start to think they want to build and can build something together. The role of sports in my local community is very, very important because, as I said, even if it is a very touristic place, the place is not provided with many services. One for all is the lack of public transport, so actually it's not possible to go somewhere else in the other villages to move around if you do not have a car. And you can imagine that young people, also the minors, do not have the possibility to move. That was also my experience because I lived there, I used to live there, so I know very well the situation. Also, playing sports sometimes is not that easy because to play sports maybe you do not have the facility in the small village, so you need to move, and again without the local transport is very hard to do it. So I think that when I see people playing sports there, they are not just having fun, but sport is very important for of course for their health, because the benefits of sport are well known in terms of physical benefits. But sport has also many psychological benefits and social benefits. Sports helps also people to stay together, to learn how to stay together in a community, and to follow some rules and to identify the resources that each one is putting there and how to use this resource to build something which can be a goal, which can be winning a match. But if we see this mirrored in the community, we can see that this is like doing something together also to achieve bigger goals. With this project we managed to create the connection, and one of the most important one was with the local authority. The mayor and the vice mayor came to the match. Actually the vice mayor was one of the players. They decided to give us the pitch for free, and also they gave us the patronage for the initiative. It was very important because for the local community was also a signal that the institution were with the volunteers and with the organization of the place who wanted to do something. As I said, this was the first match after the pandemic, and the pitch we used was closed for 1 year, and also the volunteers of the municipality helped us because they had to clean it before allowing us to do the match. So I think this was the very first important connection. The other one was with the local association, Costa degli Dei, and another team which is called Cusco Senza, because they were the one who gathered the players which were very, very different. They were not members of a team necessarily, but the connection was very important because together we decided that we can build up and do something. Indeed, after that we started to work on other local activities. We had an initiative in December, another one altogether, and now we are launching a new project involving the mayor and the vice mayor, so the municipality which hosted the event, and also some volunteers who took part to the event will be participants and team in the new project.